What it do, Packer Nation? I'm Camille Davis, and you have found me here at the Pack a Day podcast. I'm coming to you like 30 minutes after the Packers 24-19 win over the Rams. With this win, this actually is the first Packers win in Los Angeles, in the LA metro area, I should say, since Super Bowl one. It's their first win over the Rams in the city of Los Angeles since 1966. So the Packers got a little monkey off their back with this one. And listen, there are definitely things that this team still needs to clean up. I mean, offensively, the rhythm still seems to be a bit off between Jordan Love and the wide receivers. Some poor ball placement at times, some wide receiver drops. Like Wicks had a couple of them in his hands. He's taking this, young Devontae Adams thing a little too far now, a little too far. Some poor third down efficiency from the Packers. They were 1 of 8 on third down today. And Jordan Love threw the first pick six of his NFL career on a pass that was it was bad. He didn't see the blitzer coming off the edge free, felt it too late, tried to scramble, throw it away as he's falling. He just threw it into the arms of a Rams corner, took that back in for 6. And I mean, at halftime, Matt LaFleur came out and he was just like, we're just really not executing. It's a bit sloppy. And I couldn't agree with that more. Like, we know the Rams, technically on paper, are one of the worst defenses in the league. I mean, coming into the game, they were 27th in yards allowed per rushing attempt and then 32nd in yards allowed per passing attempt. They had the highest pressure rate in the league, even though they had one of the lowest blitz rates. But coming into this game, they saw what happened last week, and they were really pinning their ears back to get after Jordan Love, and they were making their presence known. But the Packers were able to come together in the second to do enough to come out with the win. And we got to start with the fact that Tucker Kraft is him. I didn't even try to make that rhyme, y'all. The bars just came. They was just flowing. You know what I'm saying? Tucker Kraft's first touchdown was a 66-yard bomb where he got that mug and just took off. The longest touchdown from any tight end so far this season. And on that play, according to ESPN stats, he got to 19 miles per hour. He was moving on that particular play. I saw the longest catch for a Packers tight end before. Jermichael Finley had a 62-yarder. Richard Rodgers had the Hail Mary in Detroit. That was 61 yards. So seeing Tucker Kraft go 66 yards is something special. And then he came back, had another touchdown on like a tight end screen. It was beautiful to see the first 2 touchdown day of his young career. Listen, the Rams offense had more rushing yards, 134 to 126. They had more passing yards, 236 to 197. And therefore, they had more total yards, 370 to 323. But the Packers won the takeover battle, and they had 2 timely takeaways that led to 2 timely Packers touchdowns in that second half. Xavier McKinney, ladies and gentlemen. Xavier McKinney, the best Packers free agent pickup since who? I was saying Charles Woodson. Is it might about to be Reggie White? Like, the way he is playing has been utterly ridiculous. First, McKinney recovered Kingsley Enagbari's forced fumble, which shout out to Enagbari as well, because that is his second forced fumbles in his last 3 games. And then McKinney came and grabbed his 5th interception in 5 games, 5 for 5. And we're not talking Wendy's or any other fast food. McKinney is the first Packers player ever to have an interception in his first 5 games with a team. Since the 1970 merger, McKinney is the only NFL player to have an interception in each of his first 5 games with a team. If you take it back to his last game played with the Giants, he now has an interception in his last 6 games played, which is the longest streak in NFL history per ESPN stats and info. Again, some things to clean up. I mentioned how much yardage the Packers defense gave up, but again, they were able to get some turnovers at the right time. Some questions around the pass rush, but when they were able to cause some pressure, they were able to affect Stafford's game. So they did enough to overcome all of the first half woes, to turn it around the second half, and to walk out of LA with the dub, which more than anything, that's what's important here. Because the NFC North, as it currently stands, is the only division with every team above 500 through the first 5 weeks. You got the undefeated Vikings, which Who saw that coming? They playing some good ball right now. You got the Lions, who are 3-1. They had their bye this week. Then you have Chicago and Green Bay at 3-2. So every win matters. And every time, every week, every game, it might not be pretty. But what we need to start seeing, at least in my opinion, is some growth from the Packers here. There are things to clean up, but you see that they have that stick-to-itiveness. They have that togetherness to keep playing. And I feel like ending this video on something that Jordan Love said in his presser is perfect to kind of encapsulate exactly where this team is right now. In his presser, Love said, bad plays happen, good plays happen. How do we respond? Even going back to last year and this year in the start, we've proved we're going to keep fighting and just keep going. Trusting the guys and keep fighting for each other. And listen, if you got that togetherness, you got that stick-to-itiveness, that in itself is a lot of the battle. But again, a lot more for this team to clean up. Still some penalties that you don't want to see from them. Still need to get some of the connections between the passing game together. We did get to see Josh Jacobs get his first touchdown as a Packer, which is cool to see. So yeah, some work to be done, but there's work to be done after a dub, which is so, so important. So that'll wrap up my gut reactions this week following the Packers 24-19 win over the LA Rams. As always, y'all, make sure y'all keep it tuned in to the Pack a Day podcast for all your Packer needs. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day of the week, the Pack a Day podcast is going to be here for you. So make sure you stay locked in. And as always, go Pack Go.